war has four quadrants. I will not have time to explain the four quadrants, but the non-kinetic quadrant is something which you can start today. And the next war, which we are looking at, it may happen soon, and we have to prepare accordingly, as already been brought out by director, that in this we have to fight this battle together. This non-kinetic has to be fought together. So what are the deductions? That as far as whole of nation approach will be there for the next war, it is not the military alone which will be fighting. Let me assure you very clearly in this issue. As far as the grey zone is concerned, it's ever present, and this will remain. As for the multi-domain, cyber, cognitive, and space, these are the new terms which are coming in, and these are the new terms we need to learn more from you. We can tell you what do we want and what do we need to counter, but how, when, why is something you need to give us the answer. Atmanirbharta. Atmanirbharta, it's a long-term thing. Presently, whatever technology is being imported from outside and being called as Atmanirbharta, definitely it has a hidden cost. We are ready to pay more cost if it's purely made in India, because then we know that we can change it, we can modify it, we can upgrade it. That is the biggest advantage. That is what we are looking at in-house technology. And as far as collaborative and synergistic is concerned, that means intra and inter. Because today, for example, we do not know what is happening on the Pak Western Front. But this information, when we have the exchange of intelligence with our neighbors on the other side, we'll definitely get to know which are the troops which are moving in what places. So what I am saying that interconnections are also equally important, which we call collaborative. And these collaborative will also, after some time, will go to the satellites and so many other agencies which are there, which are meant for a commercial purposes, but can also be used for the defense purposes. And if a synergistic approach is concerned, within us, that is the tri-services, NTRO, and so many other agencies which are there. So finally, if I look at that, India is facing a 2.5 front, and if it is facing the land borders, then keeping in with the psyche of the people in India today, currency of victory will remain as land. And that is, with that premise, I will say that what all actions have been taken and what are we looking at. 2016-19, again, we got two wake-up calls. We went in for a major transformation, whatever we could, and we declared as a decade of transformation, which actually year of transformation given by my predecessor, General Pandey, and then we made it decade of transformation because changes don't come so fast. You need time. Years of technology absorption, we created 2 years because technology, like I told you, has to be absorbed at the top, but it has to seep through a soldier, and it is not so easy. It's a social change, and social change cannot come with a jerk. And of course, year of reforms, which were declared by our Honorable Raksha Mantri, and that is what was a major catalyst and a major kind of anchor for change. And all this combined together, we put a vision for Viksit Bharat 2047 for the Indian Army. So, Peter Drucker said the best way to predict future is to create it. And if that is the case, actually, it helped in Op Sindoor because when I took over, the first thing which I did was the multi-domain operations war discussions. Multi-domain operations is basically how the technology can be imbibed in the warfare. Normally, we have been doing the bean counting, okay, how many tanks, how many infantry battalions, but this is the time we went in. And it was not purely military. We had the academia joining us from all these stakeholders, whether it's CERT or anyone for that matter. We had those people, and they told us that what you can do, what you cannot do, and what you're doing is Stone Age, or it is actually in advanced stage. So that is how it showed us the mirror. And since it showed us the mirror, it helped us in a big way. So moving ahead, I will just talk about the Op Sindoor as such. And since Op Sindoor, you may be actually saturated by seeing the TV and the parliamentary debates. So I will not spend much time on that. I will say how the technology came into play. But certain things important. 22nd April, you're aware what happened in Pahalgam, and it actually shocked the nation. 23rd is the time when next day itself, we all sat down. And this is the first time which RM has also said, I think enough is enough. And all the three chiefs were very clear, something has to be done. And the free hand was given, of course, that you decide what is to be done. And that is the kind of a confidence with the political directions and political clarity for the first time we saw. And that's what made a difference, because we want to do a lot, but that kind of hand-holding and kind of free, no terms of restrictions, if I can say that. And that is what kind of raises up your morale. And that is how it helped our army commanders or commander-in-chiefs on ground to kind of act as per their wisdom. Of course, then 25th, we visited the Northern Command, as you're aware that that is the place where we thought, planned, conceptualized, and executed the 7 targets out of the 9 which were destroyed, and where a lot of terrorists were killed. 29th April, of course, was the time when we met the Prime Minister for the first time, and thereafter, next day, of course, why I'm telling you this? Because it's important that how a small name, Op Sindoor, connects the whole nation. And I was telling director also that when he briefed me on this, he said, okay, we'll have this name Op Sindhu. And I thought it is Op Sindhu. Sindhu is basically Indus River. So I said, excellent, sir. Indus Water Treaty has just been frozen by you. He said, no, it is Op Sindoor. And just see, this one name has connected the whole nation together. And today people are saying Sindoor to Sindhu, everything we have taken care of. But that is something which galvanized the whole nation as such. And the soldiers per se, because when I went on ground and I told them that, look, any sister, mother, daughter, whenever she applies the vermilion or the sindoor, she will always remember the soldier. And I think that was the connect. And I think that was the connect which they brought the whole nation together for one cause. And that is the reason I think the whole nation was saying, why have you stopped? I think that's the question which was being asked. But of course, that has been amply answered by. So the strategic clarity was in dime. That is diplomatic, information, military, and economic. And that's why you see that the IWT was frozen, then High Commission strength was reduced, the defense personnel were moved out, persona non grata they were declared, and visas were revoked. Because when you go for such kind of offensives, what happens? You need to always look at what the other side is thinking and how this chess is going to get played. So what we did, we created a red team. So this time what we did differently, as far as Uri, you are aware that it was a 2016